Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So it's a rainy Tuesday, I think, evening. So we're working on the old skid here on the XLT 600. It's a 97-year model. Now I'm not going to introduce a snowmobile because of most of my footage that I shot before is stuck on the old phone. So I do not anticipate having the time to go retrieve all of that. So this is a 97. It's a touring model. I've got to remember that when I'm ordering parts for it. So we got it in here. It's a XLT 600 purple top. It's got 3,200 miles on her. Fuel gauge. I got some Gorilla style of Super 77. Wrap the seat, rewrap the seat. The upholstery on the seat is shot. Here you can probably see where it's pretty sunburnt and cracked. We're going to treat it. I have treated it with some upholstery or some vinyl detailer, Megalar's conditioner. So hopefully that'll, keep it from getting worse. Some of the work we did on this is the central pin through here go through this main frame. It's welded on the back. The welds broke, and I disassembled everything. Broke a bunch of this casting because there's a dowel pin in the back here to locate everything together. That's stuck really badly. So we got the backrest where it works. The handle heaters work as far as I know. We split this back here and got that working again, so we can put the handle up and down. And then we started turning our attention to the skid. The skid had all bad wheel bearings, so we changed all of those. Still got a box of odds and ends. So the bearings we use, we'll cover that when we get over to the bench. I got the sway bar out now because I had to measure up some billet aluminum parts and get those cut at the Kastner's Performance, or Mike Kastner's Speedway Performance. So yeah, I got the whole undercarriage out. It just came to the point where we needed to pull everything out. One of the handiworks here was plastic welding the throttle. Most of this mesh, it's just mesh in here. So basically, not really worried how it looks. Gonna run it till it breaks. It's already broken 3 or 4 times, 5 times. This motor runs good. I went and polished the headlights with the 3M kit. Sprayed some color back on it. That's a product named Color Back. Basically, in my opinion, it's clear coat. So maybe we'll go over this and give it a whole clear coating. I'm not sure. That's really not the focus now. It came with good carbides on steel skis. The sway bar block was missing on one side, and the inside, the round portion on the hull is broken. So we're going to have to fix that. I got a new belt for it. Other than that, let's come over here to the skid. The owner did tell me, John told me it needs new sliders, which you could easily see they were beat. So we got those. Starting to put the new wheels in. This whole skid was just at the welding shop. Here's the people right here. Mother Cell Road. The one road sign says Mother Cell and the other says Mother Cell. Never quite figured out. So $63. They gave me a handful of scrap pieces of aluminum for free. Thanks for them for that. So we have a bunch of end-to-end bearings. Basically, I bought everything that we had in the neighborhood. And then the rest are Nietzsche. They're all the same size. They're 60. $62.05. They're all $62.05s. So the Nietzsches were $9.95 and the Camel's were $3.60. Made in China. The Nietzsches are made in Japan. So hopefully the niches are great ones. We're going to put those. So this is an NTN. It's going to be an outside wheel, so it's easy to service. Actually, these inside ones are also very easy to service. So maybe we'll reorganize it so the cheap bearings are on these couple guys. I already made sure the top one. So all of the pins and through bolts and everything was well greased and not stuck or too badly worn. However, this bolt here, which is gonna be the this guy here, that one there goes up in the tunnel. This was so wearing I could get both fingers into it. So they put a metal slug in, welded it in. Now I've got it marked where I need to drill the hole. Just trying to figure out what my bolt size is, my hole size is going to be. These guys here were also shot. They were so worn out. This is the spring hanger. This goes right here. Right here. Here. Way up here. So this spring was so worn out, it was hitting wearing this bolt, and it was actually contacting the track. So that's the amount of wear we've got. Even the metal slug is very worn. So we're making a new one, starting with this block of aluminum billet, and then this is what it's going to end up looking like. All aluminum. Going to raise the spring up just a little bit higher than stock. I don't think we'll have any interference. It'll sit just like so. This should never wear out. Never. Never. And then we have this 3/8 plate. We're going to try and manufacture the... where's this guy going? This guy here, the one that sits in the hole. This one's all cracked. So we're probably going to put that on there, hole saw one out. I got one more of these to go, and then these, the end of the sway bar. Mike made me these. They don't have to look fancy or anything. I might round the corners off so they slide in and out freely. That's the most important bit. See, these have a quarter round on the edges. We can easily do that with a grinder or flapper wheel or even the old horse rasp. So these are the end bushings for these guys here. They're all looking fine. So I might have to find a new bolt to replace these ones. One of these has a nice, here, get in front of the camera with you. Got a nice groove cut into her. So we're going to start fresh with good new washers. This spring block, and that's what we're working on tonight. So I made sure I got the expensive bearings for the rear axle, and everything as far as I can tell is here. So let me know in the comments what you guys think as far as wear on this sled, because I'm telling you, I could literally put the tips of my 2 fingers into this hole. It was pushed all the way back. The bolts, get my flashlight. The bolts on these bolts here were broken off, and basically this arm fell down into, and you can see where it was sitting and wearing. So it must have had no suspension at all, and it looked like it sat normally. So the other thing I noticed is the straps up here are all the way loose. So that's another thing. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. These holes here I re-drilled because, well, you can see where the old hole is. About a quarter of an inch back, would have put this slider here. I just decided, hey, why not? So I did that. I bet I could replace this nut as well. Should probably flip it over and check the head on the other end, because it wouldn't be hard to do that right there. So that's really it. All of this stuff, these nice, this is a through shaft. This pivot is a through shaft. Both of these pivots are through shafts. And this is a generously sized steel slug in a steel pipe. Just keep that grease. There's no reason that should fail. So I'm very impressed. I'm impressed with the amount of wear that the skid has got. I'm also impressed with how well these last. In my opinion, it seems like the guys, the wild men of the far north, prefer skidoos overall. It doesn't seem like the Polaris has really dropped the ball. I also rebuilt the gearbox, re-welded and cut some of the reverse, not gear teeth, but the reverse, I might have a video clip I can put in here. The little sprockety thing that slides into the reverse gear, or into the drive gear to engage reverse. So I had to weld and regrind some of those to try and get a better gear engagement. A bunch of these, the mounting bolt holes here were re-drilled a couple sizes. A couple of the other cover bolts are all stripped out. So I put it together and it leaked. And now I took everything apart, cleaned it again, and siliconed it and put it together. So now we got to fill the oil. Hopefully that'll be okay. So really, I mean, this snowmobile has really been beaten. And for the amount of mileage it shows, I'm wondering, do you guys also think that there's a slight possibility that this might have 103,000 miles on it? I've seen snowmobiles at 7,100. This one right here. I've seen Christopher's at 9,000, 10,000 miles. None of them had wear anywhere approaching the wear on this machine. So, but still, the seat covers look good. So, to put it in perspective, I figured out about, so if this snowmobile is 25 years old, and it was ridden 103,000 miles, that would mean that this snowmobile was ridden 4,100 miles every single year since new. We all know that's unlikely. And also, that begs the question, where was this snowmobile this whole time? Was it in Buffalo? Was it in, was it in Tug Hill? Was it in the upper peninsula in Michigan? I don't know. So I contacted the old owner and asked his opinion to see what he thinks. He didn't text me back. He's a more of a Yamaha guy, so maybe he just happened to have this. Maybe he was in the long-term, probably not a long-term owner of it. So he probably just didn't have anything to add to the conversation, but very interesting. Something to think about. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get back to the grinding and drilling, and I really want to get this thing done. So the Pro X is in the shop. I got the heaviest springs they made for the rear end. They're discontinued part. I was able to find a pair. I seem to remember the pivot bushing, the upper pivot bushing. I think it's this bolt, the bolt right here, the rear one, this brass bushing. So I got bushing and springs for it. So, and Leroy is wanting to buy it. So I had better get that done as soon as I can. Yep, the ZR is still here. I got lots of work to do. Guys, I'm going to get back to it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.